To start with our titular story, Japan is planning to enroll an invoice system that, as it stands, will force contractors to reveal their real names and register in a national database that will be open to the public. This includes mangakas, VTubers, singers, everybody. You will not be surprised to know that people in these industries are not happy about it. Let's take a look at the article. The Ministry of Finance is not considering any countermeasures to protect people's privacy because it did not believe that listing a person's real name is highly risky personal information, which is some out-of-touch bullshit. Fuck the Ministry of Finance in Japan. What's particularly interesting to me about what causes governments to make decisions, the database will be open to commercial use. Really? You don't say. The government made a decision based on commercial use. I'm sure if we look at the Ministry of Finance, we will not see anyone who has stock in a company that could possibly benefit from this commercial use. Because of course not, why would we? Governments are never corrupt, ever. One of the reasons they were likely lobbied to do this, outside of the direct commercial benefit, is the fact that when you have a lot of independent contractors, identifying each person individually is kind of a pain in the ass. And if you have everyone's real identity, you can verify people in batches. It makes the process a lot smoother, it's a lot more convenient. Unsurprisingly, critics of the reform argue that the system prioritizes convenience for large corporations over individual privacy. And ain't that just the crux of the problem? Convenience for large companies is more important than individuals. Yep, now this is one important detail that I don't see people talking about, is that it is voluntary to file these verified invoices. They're just strongly incentivized to participate in the system. So it is technically voluntary, but there's going to be a lot of pressure to register. To further drive home how annoying this new policy is, this is also introducing a tax that puts a heavier tax burden on freelancers and sole proprietors, which had previously operated under a tax-exempt status. So not only are they pressuring these companies to basically dox their anonymous freelance contractors, they're also slamming them with a tax burden. Every level of this law, it is bad. Editing Beelzebub here to clarify something that I just said. So what the new law is saying is that if you don't register the real identities of your anonymous employees, that's when you get hit with the non-tax exempt status. So anyone who does not register and violate the privacy of their private contractors is going to directly lose money. That's the incentive. So as I go into more detail about this new law, I want you to keep that in mind, that anyone who chooses not to register is getting hit with a major tax burden. Remember that, it's going to be relevant. Unsurprisingly, aside from the people who are concerned about how this is going to affect VTubers, a lot of people are very concerned about how Skeb is going to react to this, because a lot of Skeb artists are operating under pen names. Now, there's 100 different reasons why you might want to remain anonymous when making art. Maybe you just want to operate anonymously just for your own personal privacy and freedom. Maybe you're drawing hentai and you don't want hentai to be associated with your real business name. So let's take a look at what Skeb is going to be doing. Now, Skeb's response is saying that the invoice system poses many problems for its creators, so they immediately acknowledge how much this sucks. This forces them to choose between paying a consumption tax or making the transaction disadvantageous, and increased administrative burden. Skeb solves the problem above by utilizing the invoice special system. Only for transactions using Skeb, the transaction will not be disadvantageous, such as the real name of the creator being revealed to the client via the registration number, or the income of the creator who does not correspond to the invoice will be reduced. Even after the launch of the invoice system, Skeb will remain anonymous, and you can use it with peace of mind without being disadvantaged in transactions or increasing the burden of clerical work. We will notify you whenever the contents of the invoice system are changed. Thank you for support of Skeb. If I'm interpreting this paragraph correctly, I believe what Skeb is doing is I think they're using other means to quickly and conveniently connect the pen names to people's real names internally without needing to use real names. More importantly, Skeb will remain anonymous and you can use it with peace of mind. I think Skeb is doing the right thing. With a platform like this where a lot of their content creators don't want their real identities out open to the public, they're keeping them anonymous despite government and corporate pressure. Hats off to Skeb. The next major story that I want to talk about is less a story that impacts an industry or an individual, but this actually impacts you, the audience. Immediately private all of the playlists you've created, because you can be hit with a policy violation if the content of those playlists violates YouTube policy. Meaning, even though you did not make that content, you can still be hit with a strike against your channel, your personal channel. The reason being is that when you make a public playlist, you are curating content for others to view. Playlists that include multiple videos that have been removed for violating our guidelines could give you a strike. And I would like to remind you, YouTube hides those videos from your playlist, making it extremely difficult to remove videos that have been taken down. But those videos that have been taken down and are hidden from your playlist could get you punished by YouTube. Even if you're not a content creator, you're just a casual user of YouTube, you could get a strike against your own fucking channel. And this is fun. Playlists with videos that don't individually violate our policies but are collected in a way that violates our guidelines can also get you the same type of strike. Can you believe that? All of the videos on the playlist could be kosher and you could still get fucked by YouTube. That's how stupid this policy is. Educational content featuring nudity or sexual themes. If you make a playlist of a bunch of like nude yoga that YouTube allows for some reason, those nude yoga videos are still gonna stay up, but your playlist is gonna get a strike because you've curated a playlist of nude yoga. Or non-sexual content, but focus on specific body parts or activities for sexual gratification. So I think that's referring to ASMR. Do you have an ASMR playlist? Private that shit, my dude, because for whatever reason, YouTube considers ASMR sexually gratifying, oftentimes even when it is clearly not meant to be. Or here's a fun one, documentaries can get you this content strike. Yup, documentaries. If they contain graphic violence that is shocking or glorifying. So like if you've got a playlist of news footage and there's a lot of stuff in that playlist that contains, you know, the fucking news where horrible and tragic things happen to humans, guess what? Now you're violating YouTube policy, asshole. So your personal non-content creator channel can get hit with content violations and you could potentially lose your personal channel because the playlist you have that is public violates YouTube's guidelines, even though there's no obvious reason why it should be. Private your playlists immediately. YouTube doesn't just hate its content creators anymore. It hates its general casual users as well. Fuck YouTube. And if you don't believe me, if for any reason you think I'm full of shit, you think I'm reaching, you think I'm exaggerating, no. This dude with a public playlist got a strike against his channel because one of his playlists violated their hate speech policy. Now, if I had to take a wild stab in the dark as to why he got struck, it says hate speech. So very likely the playlist was just full of like political videos that YouTube didn't like, or maybe it was a playlist of particular content creators who cover controversial material, and there were enough videos in that playlist that YouTube thinks he's like curating hate content. What's funny to me though is that playlist favorites too. This is just his favorite videos that he enjoys that are too spicy for YouTube when arranged in playlist form. Wow. having favorite videos on YouTube is now hate speech. I'm losing my mind. Like, is anyone else losing their mind? Having favorite videos on YouTube is hate speech. God, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Does anyone else feel like they're losing their minds? He comments here, an 8-year-old playlist exists perfectly fine on the platform, and then suddenly one video can take down the entire thing and give me a strike. Yup, totally makes sense. And here's clarification from YouTube, just in case you somehow still think we're fucking around here or exaggerating. Even if the vids in the playlist are not yours, you can get a warning or a strike if it contains content that's not allowed on our platform. Now, a lot of people are misinterpreting this news and are trying to do random shit to like try to get around this, like creating playlists under your YouTube alts. No, you don't have to create alt accounts for your playlist. Just private the fucking playlist. Korewa Eden. Now, I'm not subscribed to this channel, but I've watched many of their videos, and they're hilarious. They do anime content. I've seen several of their videos, and they're pretty funny. Now, you can tell just by the thumbnails that some of the content might be a little borderline. Like the Nagatoro manga, press 8 a pound, own a hole, talking about Shimonetta, it should be demonetizable on its own. That entire anime is lewd as shit. You can tell by the thumbnails here that, you know, some of their content might be a little demonetizable. Right? I mean, they've got a video on incest, for fuck's sake. If a couple of videos once in a while get demonetized, I would not be even remotely shocked. What is unusual, though, is that the entire channel was fully demonetized without any previous strikes or warnings. How the fuck does that happen? Now, he believes that this is an obvious automated mistake, and he believes that, you know, a human reviewer will reinstate monetization on his channel. So let's take a look at what Team YouTube said. You will be unsurprised to know that YouTube was unhelpful. They just say your monetization tab should give you more details about why you were demonetized. Thank you for your help, YouTube. Team YouTube always coming in to be informative and helpful, right? God. YouTube sucks so much. You can always reapply in 30 days. Imagine going 30 days with no income. God, imagine if you had any other job and you just lost income for 30 days and they didn't tell you why. They would be sued, right? But, you know, YouTubers are independent contractors, so fuck us, I guess. And the bad news just keeps on coming. So, as you know, Merryweather had a company called Merryweather Media. They have a whole bunch of writers and artists that make comics. I'm sure you're all aware of it. If you're not, hit up Merryweather Media and just take a look at the little comments they post. Here's one making fun of NFTs, like a Chad. Classy stuff. So Merryweather Media says that he decided to let an artist edit one of the scripts to make it something he enjoys more. The toxic side of Twitter then attacked it for being a self-insert, and now the artist is taking a hiatus due to feeling bad about these attacks. Literally only Twitter is like this. Look, I understand that as content consumers, a lot of us are tired of Mary Sues and Gary Stews, right? I get that. But no matter how annoying that trope is, attacking a content creator until they have to literally flee the platform for the benefit of their mental health is too much. The part that confuses me is like, Merryweather Media, this is the type of shit that Merryweather Media makes, okay? It's obviously not that serious, right? Like, who the hell looks at a comic like this and takes it seriously and gets so offended that there was a self-insert that you decide to go harass the creator off the platform? Who does that? And you know what's fucked up? People in the mentions are actually celebrating, pushing us to the point the artist asked me to delete it. Like, what the fuck is Twitter's problem? Just call it cringe and move on. Like, why are people celebrating bullying someone off of Twitter? What kind of psychopath looks at one of these goofy fucking comics and goes, Yeah, the person who made this, I'm gonna harass them until they leave. That'll show them for not having triple S tier writing quality. Now, personally, I hate comments like this, like, don't complain about it, you're just feeding the trolls. Like, no, that's not the point. The point is this shouldn't happen. Harassing content creators and artists directly affects their mental state. Everybody acts like we should just have this rhinoceros thick skin, take all this abuse, and be totally silent. No, fuck you. We're human beings. Harassment hurts. And the bad news train just keeps on rolling. Froot from VShojo is having people impersonate her on Discord and scamming people. So, I'm gonna make this very quick. If some big content creator messages you directly, it's not the actual content creator. Why the actual fuck would any massive content creator contact a nobody like you for any reason? It's always a scam. Always. So just be vigilant, guys. Be careful who you talk to online. If anyone ever contacts you through email or Twitter or Discord or whatever, and they ask for money, 99.99% of the time, it's a scam. So after this relentless stream of terrible news, let's end the video with some a little bit wholesome. So there's a staff member that works for HoloLive called Haru, and she put out a tweet saying, I will continue to cultivate my energy so that I can support Hollow Men, full of energy. What a lovely, peaceful message. And we've got Axel here jumping in. Thank you for your hard work. Thanking the staff member for hard work. And out of nowhere, all of the Tempus boys just start wingmanning for Axel super fucking hard. Like, hey, Axel, thank you for rescuing me from those sinister masked men that were trying to kidnap me. Without you watching my back, I'd probably be in an interrogation chamber somewhere. You're the best, bud. Magni coming in with the, hey Axel, thanks for carrying me on your back through 12 miles of dense forest after I broke my leg and killing that brown bear barehanded to feed us. Your physical stamina is impressive. Regis comes swooping in, yo dude, I just want to say thanks again for lending me the money to start the guild. You're a great guy and we really needed that 10 million. You're a true homie. Even Tyler Not Taylor got in on the fun. Hey Axel, thanks for scaring away the gamma ray burst that was about to obliterate Earth and all of its residents. Still can't believe you were a single man. There's so much hate and drama and bad news in the world. It's kind of fun to just see everybody swoop in to support the homie, you know? If you watch the video all the way to the end, please do me a favor and leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of the video. Telling me what you thought of the video is honestly more beneficial to me than a like or a subscribe because it gives me insight as to what you think, and that allows me to make better content. What stories do you want me to cover? What topics? Let me know. I love reading comments. I might not reply or react to every comment, but I do read all of them. Leave a goddamn comment. I love y'all. Bye, guys.